is now writing your emails, giving you therapy-style advice, writing your business plan, perhaps even coming up with all of your content. So couldn't it replace the coaching industry? Let's get into it. In today's episode, I am breaking down exactly why AI will never replace you as a coach, how it may be able to help you as a coach and aid in your coaching abilities to a degree, especially when it comes to your coaching business abilities, but it will never, ever, ever replace a real live coach. I'm going to break down exactly why and why that makes coaching more future-proof than ever. Let's get into it. If we haven't met before, my name is Liv Chapman. I am the CEO and co-founder of IGC Coaching School. We have been training and certifying internationally credentialed coaches for over a decade, and we know a thing or two about the coaching industry, and we've seen it evolve over the years. And one of the greatest evolutions that I have seen, I mean, we've seen so many, from coaching being so like male dominated and sports based to coaching moving more into like different healing modalities and life coaching surpassing business coaching as one of the top performing niches. We have seen the coaching industry shift tremendously in the season of the pandemic and the Great Resignation. We have seen women dominate the coaching industry, now making up over 70% of credentialed coaches. And now we have AI. So what is AI going to do to the coaching industry? First of all, I'm a fan. I am a freaked out fan of AI. I think that some of it is absolutely freaking terrifying. And some of it, I'm like, thank you for saving me a dozen or more hours this week. There are pros and cons, just like anything. It's like too much of a good thing is never a good thing. I think that's the same case with AI. We have overused AI in the last year, and we had underused it at first because we didn't know how. I overused it for a little while, which wasn't great for us. Now we've kind of found a balance where using AI in a coaching business can be helpful and not harmful. And what we've really uncovered is why coaching is more future-proof than ever, meaning it is assuredly, hands down, without a doubt, an industry that cannot be replaced by a robot. I just always picture a robot, and maybe it's because I was born in the 80s and we had all those movies where, there was like, I don't think we didn't call it AI, we called it robots, okay? But the robot is not replacing the coach yet. So, number one, coaching is about relationships. It's not just about the input and output of information. So I'm going to say that again. Coaching is about relationship. So according to the International Coach Federation, or the ICF, one of the key core competencies is around trust, is around intimacy, is around creating relationship. And you can argue that you have a great relationship with your robot, with your chat GPT, with your whatever it is. You probably named it. You probably have some association in your brain, whether it's male or female, old, young, cooler than you, more organized than you. I don't know, but trust me, I know, because I kind of picture mine like slightly older, wiser, much more organized version of myself. Definitely a woman. Anyway, coaching is about real relationships. It's about building real trust and intimacy. And that takes more than just information. It takes intuition. It takes human connection, right? So AI can give you all the advice in the world. I have seen people load their AIs to mimic a therapist. So of course, if it can mimic a therapist, it can mimic a coach, but is it real in the sense that there's a real human picking up on your body language, establishing a genuine connection with you? Absolutely not. It cannot build trust. It cannot build empathy. There is no compassion. There is also no accountability. I mean, there's definitely apps that you can now use that build in accountability, but ultimately, no. Like, your AI is giving you information. It's giving you facts. It's giving you ideas. It is not giving you empathy, compassion, genuine support, accountability, or trust. And if you think that, you are using it too much, and I ask you to step away from the robot, right? And the last thing is connection. I don't have any research to back this up, but what I can tell you from working in the digital world for over a decade now is that people are craving connection more than ever. Now, people may feel a false sense of connection from some type of robot AI situation, but that is not real. And eventually, just like instant messaging or email or an excessive amount of virtual meetings. As much as I'm a big proponent of working from home and not having to leave your house and not having to go to an office, God forbid, not having to do anything you don't want to do. Ultimately, human connection is still a crucial part, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're an employee. Being around other humans and in community is essential, and something that happens when you build real, authentic relationship with your coach is that level of connection. That again, if you are starting to feel that with any type of robot, I'm joking, but I'm not. Like, it's time to step away and it's time to go back to real humans. I ultimately think that the more people rely on AI, the more they're going to realize they do need a real human. And just like any other kind of speed forward, go back type of thing, it's going to make coaching go forward even more. People are going to be reaching out to actual humans more and more once they realize that the AI is not actually their husband or their therapist or their partner or their best friend. And we are going to need that more than ever, whether it's through co-working spaces, women's groups, women's circles, church, school, what do they call them? Third places, right? Somewhere where you go to connect to real humans. Coaches are often someone's third place. Number two, coaching works in the present with a human mirror. Coaching works in the present with a human mirror. What do we mean by that? Coaches are reflecting emotions. A great coach is reflecting emotions. A great coach is reflecting on body language. A great coach is reflecting on not just what you say in this exact moment, but ways of being, feelings, stories, happenings of the past that culminate into each session. So coaching sessions are building on one another. It is not just spit in the information in the 60-minute session and forget about it the next time. So it's that building of human connection similar to number one, and it's also being able to mirror or reflect what is going on with the human across from you in real time. In core competencies language, again, that is building trust and intimacy. It is listening to be able to reflect or even reframe what your client is saying. It is picking up on body language. It is picking up on heightened emotion, tone of voice, even the presenting of information. So one of the things that we also recognize in coaching is the order in which a client brings things up to us. And often that is a conscious or subconscious way of showing importance. And it's our job as a coach not to put those in order in a way that we see logically fit, which is often something that an AI does, but in a way that the client in coaching, again, client centered, has brought things up. And all of that stuff can only really be done with humans that can read body language, listen for tone of voice, bring together information, not just from this exact moment, this exact chat, but other culminating experiences or text messages that you've received throughout the week or emails that you've received from your client or things they may have sent in on their accountability form or exercises that they have been assigned. All of that stuff culminates into the coaching session and therefore cannot just be, input, output like that. Okay. Transformation happens. Deep coaching transformation only can happen when a client is both seen and heard. That is something that machines simply cannot replicate. And I hope they never can, not because I selfishly want to coach forever, but because it freaks me out. It freaks me out. Okay. One of the common terms in the coaching industry that we hear all of the time, it's one of those kind of nuanced terms also, and that term is holding space. Holding space. We hear coaches say that all the time. Like, in this coaching container, in this coaching relationship, I hold space for XYZ. We're going to hold space for your goals, your dreams, your vision, your mission. We're going to hold space for the things in your past that you need to move through to get to your next level. We're going to hold space for your human experience of overcoming XYZ. We're going to hold space for you to sort through everything in your life that's been going on that has stopped you, blocked you, or gotten in the way of what you want to be doing with the rest of your life. So this idea of holding space, which is sometimes holding silence, which is sometimes holding secrets or confidentiality, which is sometimes holding an openness and a tenderness where someone can express emotion like great joy. Of course, I wanted to say tears and crying and release at first, but I also want to say great joy because I do remember going to one of my first coaching experiences and I was like, holy shit, this is like the only person in my whole life that actually wants to see me doing good and isn't trying to talk me out of things. And the great joy and excitement that I was able to express in that place is unmatched. I feel that way going to work now. I feel that way in the IGC community now. A lot of people still in my real life, they don't get excited about the same things that I get excited about. That's okay. But I like to create a space in IGC and I like to hold space as a coach where your excitement, your joy, and this joy, you only know it if you've been there before, where you're like, my gosh, I am living my purpose on purpose. Every day, I am so fulfilled by this experience. That is also a space that we hold that, again, just cannot, an AI cannot hold space like that. They can hold information, they can hold tasks, they can hold research and break it down and make it easier to understand. And we love it for that stuff, but it cannot hold space. It does not know how to ask deep follow-up questions that culminate the dynamic human experience or experience your clients have had. This is art. This is human art. This is coaching art. And a robot just could never. They couldn't. And I think of the robot, the AI as a quick fix. I have a messy idea for a social media post or an email, and I can talk it out into ChatGPT and say, can you organize this for me, fix this up real quick, edit it, clean it up, la-di-da. It's about a quick fix. It's not about process and partnership. They're not saying to me tomorrow, did you have any other school drop off, car line, carpool, football practice, speeches going on in your brain that we can now, pop into this piece of content, right? That's okay. We don't need ChatGPT for that. We don't need the robot for that. We need a human for that to say, have you created space for yourself this week to go have one of those moments where you can become a visionary or you can become a coach or you can lean into entrepreneurship or you can access your more creative side, right? That is only done through human connection. That is done through holding space. Number 4, coaching is a credential worthy skill. It's professional. It's ethical. It is something that, at least at IGC, we believe needs to be evaluated, assessed, and improved upon, developed professionally, if you will. I understand that a lot of professional fields are being supplemented with AI or even taken over by AI. There are certain industries that I'm kind of like, I don't think I would prefer that my children go into these because I can absolutely see them being really taken over by AI. Coaching is just not one of those fields. It is a field where it requires human evaluation. It requires peer feedback, it requires a level of ethics. And like I said before, like art that really can only be observed or experienced by another human. There is too much nuance. It is not like a math or science or coding where it is just input, output, fact, 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 right? The reason I really loved math, well, actually, run it back. I don't really like math, but the only saving grace I found with math as a student and even still now as a business owner is there's always a right answer. Now, coaching, that's not the case. There's not always a right answer. There's a best answer for your client, which, again, if we hold coaching as one of these things where the client is always the expert, it's a co created experience with our client. We hold our clients at their highest and best, no matter what. That is something that cannot be just input into an AI. And I would actually say it's extremely unethical to do so. Do you know how many people are finding IGC from a different AI mechanism? All of them. I can't even Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT. I don't even know them like that. Okay. We ain't that close. Our information, my information is coming up all over. Could you even imagine if I put my clients' confidential details into an AI and then, God forbid, someone's looking them up and finds information that highly, highly unethical? I mean, I do believe you can use AI, and we're going to get into this in our next episode on how to use it ethically, but how dare you? Like, you cannot put client confidential information into AI and expect that it won't spit it out somewhere else and potentially spit it out somewhere else where it doesn't belong. So, ethical frameworks, confidentiality agreements that make coaching safe, which therefore makes it effective, has to be done human to human. Has to. All right, let's talk about number 5, the 5th reason. Coaching is much more about purpose than about productivity. So it's about purpose, not productivity, meaning it is deeper. It is more thought-provoking. It is more life experience-based, values-based, situational, conversational. It is not about optimizing someone's to-do list. Now, if you're working with a client who say, I think of a common coaching request is like finding a new career. You may use AI to generate a list of companies that are looking for an executive management position in, like, give it the specifics, and then it can go scour the internet for a list of places that have open positioning. I don't even know if that would work, but of course you can put in information about whatever goals your client is working towards potentially to optimize some type of list, to gather contact information, to pull best practices or best resources, to ask it, like, what exercises, do you recommend for a client who is struggling with XYZ? Notice I said a client, don't ever add their name. Or you may say, I am onboarding new clients into a group coaching program focused on building confidence in women over 50. What do you suggest I add into my introductory packet? Things like that help you optimize your coaching tools, your resources, your to-dos, your actions. However, the coaching in and of itself, which mostly happens in our coaching calls, cannot just be AI'd. Like, it's impossible. There's too much that goes into the human experience when it comes to things that are not necessarily facts, but like I said, purpose, values, personal, professional experience, and purpose that outweigh any facts or research that you could find on the internet. It goes back to something I have said for years, which is coaching is so valuable because we can Google how to do anything. We can have it in front of us exactly. How many times have I chat GPT'd or Googled how to do things and I never do them? Because I don't actually have someone asking me what's getting in the way of getting started. I don't actually have someone holding me accountable to getting it done. I don't have someone to bounce ideas off of. I don't have someone who's walked the walk and talked the talk, leading me in a partnership where I'm able to then do that as well. That is the essence of coaching, and that is not something that AI is able to do. And the last one, number 6, people are willing to invest in coaching. And year after year after year, for the past 40 plus years, the coaching industry has grown. And year after year after year, at least in the past 5 to 10 years, AI has grown as well. So if the demand for coaching and the industry growing has grown alongside AI, you simply cannot convince me that coaching is going to be phased out by AI when they are simultaneously both growing. Our access to AI is growing, but our investment in coaching is growing even more. So it is in demand. It's worth over $4.5 billion and growing. And clients do not just want information. If we wanted information, we would Google it. When we want transformation, we go to coaching. Like, if I want real advice, real feedback from someone, I'm calling my best friend or I'm calling my coach. I am not going to ChatGPT to ask them, to spill a whole story about something that happened and ask them what to do. They don't have enough information. They don't know me enough. They haven't built that relationship with me because an AI is simply incapable of building connection and relationship. No matter how much information you feed it, it will never, ever be capable of an intimate human connection. Coaching is literally the opposite, where it only works with trust, intimacy, and deep human connection. All that to say, coaching isn't going anywhere. It is an AI-proof, future-proof industry. use AI where you need to help you. I would say, namely, the structure, planning, optimizing of business and marketing, even sales potentially. But do not ever believe that someone talking to their robot is going to replace your life calling as a certified and credentialed coach. And if you have not started your path to being a certified and credentialed coach yet, and you want to learn how to get paid to start, you can join me at the Get Paid to Coach workshop. It's completely free. It is very, very chock full of information. And it also comes with a full workbook to help you outline your first coaching offer. Go to innerglowcircle.com/workshop to access that immediately. And the link is below, or you can just write it down. Go there literally right now and get started on seeing if this is a career path for you. It is only growing. The demand is growing. The coaching industry is booming. And the only thing that might be missing is you. So get out there, get in there, and don't worry about the damn robots, okay? See you next time.